from the time we got the invitation to where we are today, just took care of us, all of our families, all of our players, to be at the hotel and to share the experience this week, but ultimately to have the game today, get another victory 2 years in a row now against an SEC opponent. Give all the credit to Tennessee, a really good football team. Got tremendous respect for Coach Heupel and his staff and what they've been able to accomplish this year, but super excited for these guys. These two guys to my left just represent everything about Illinois football. Obviously, as a win and all that goes into it, but these two guys represent everything you want college football to be. So these games are always great, but they're also very sad. I had a very tough time in our meeting last night because I knew this was going to be the last time I was with a variety of guys, and to give them this moment that they'll carry with them. But bowl games are unique in the fact that you carry them for the entire 6 months before we play again. So really excited about that. With that, we'll open it up for some questions.
Coach Bielema, walk us through the final game-winning drive, and Luke too, if you would. Luke,
I'll turn it over to Luke. Really, we had 5 minutes. I knew that if we I had a feeling we would be able to score. I didn't know if it was going to be a field goal or a touchdown, but once the drive kind of continued to happen, great execution by Luke on the 3rd and 6 to get him to jump, which made it to 3rd and 1, and then centered it up there for David Delano to hit his game-win field goal. But really knew the ball in Nine's hands. We were going to be in good shape. I was just hoping that we could take it down to minimal clock for our defense. Not that we didn't have confidence, but we just needed to take the air out of their tires and kind of make it all ours. So I'll turn it over to Luke.
Yeah, really unorthodox kind of two-minute situation happened in a really fast way, but had a lot of confidence to go do it. Had about 5 minutes left. Really cool to end it that way with 5 minutes on the clock against a really good defense. Played great man coverage and matched us well all night. So really cool to see us do it. I didn't really do a whole lot. Our offensive line and Aiden had an awesome play to really put us in a good position, and then we just chipped away, one by one, making plays off of their looks. One at a time. And so we did. A lot of confidence out there, a lot of trust, unity. We've done it before. We remember the moments where we've been in those positions and we recall them, and it gives us a lot of confidence knowing that we can do it, and a lot of ability and a lot of love, and just went down there and ended the game with 5 minutes left against the SEC team, and really cool memory.
How similar was it to the USC game, just with the final drive and David kicking the game-winning field goal?
Very like I just said, we remembered the times that we've done it before, and it was very similar to the USC deal. Had some time to play with there, and broke a long run, but I've done it for the past 3 years. We've done it for the past 3 years. Situations are different, and in their own self, but just trying to execute the play call in the right way. Whatever the clock, the timeout, score, whatever we need to do it. So we do have a lot of confidence in myself and our team to make it happen in the play call. Coach Lundy had a great game plan, great 2-minute game plan for us in that situation.
A 94-yard kick return right before that gave Tennessee the lead. How were you guys kind of able to sustain things despite a sudden change like that?
Well, I would just say this: it's not what happened, it's how you react to what happened. We preach it, we talk it, we live it. Obviously an unfortunate deal. They had the ball hit the ground. They got around our right edge. I know there was some leakage up there in the middle, and their guy created a play. Hey, you're playing a team with a lot of good players, but it's not that act that's going to end us. It's going to be our reaction, and obviously our offense went out and did it very, very well. So super excited for our guys.
And Miles, you said you wanted the ball, and the ball's in Luke's hands. You're in a good spot. What is it about Luke in those moments that he's been able to deliver? And then for Miles, what's that do for you when you know your quarterback does that?
Just seeing Tennessee scoring that fast, knowing that it was only like 4 minutes and 58 seconds left, knowing that the ball is in Luke's hands to end the game, he done did it 6 other times this season. So it's we really trust in him. And that's great. As a defensive player, I didn't want to go back on the field. I was hoping that they would run the ball and make sure the clock is 0-0-0 when we kick the field goal or whether we score a touchdown, because, things kind of got wicked in the second half, I guess. So, I just love to see the ball in Luke's hands, and I'm just glad they took care of business.
19 wins in 2 years. You talked a lot about that. What's that mean, you guys and these guys up here?
We have talked a lot about different numbers, and I showed them last night when we got done with the last win of the year with Northwestern at home. There were several records that we had either tied or broke, right? And I knew that if we got this one tonight, that would set all kinds of records, and we don't have to read about other years anymore. I think, people, usually either read about history or write history, and this group's writing history. and I think we'll continue to do that. To Miles's point, I believe that puts us at 13-4 in one-score games over the last several years, which is just an incredible statistic. And I think a lot of it is, Luke has a lot of confidence, but when Luke shows his confidence through the way he plays, it makes everybody else around him play very, very well. So a very contagious player, and it affects the whole team.
Brett, you went for it on a couple fourth downs, had David kick 3 times. What kind of went into those decisions?
Well, the first 2.5 were David felt good from the 25, 27-yard line going that direction. So we were just outside of those marks, and I would rather go for it rather than try to punt it away or pooch it. So both of those I would do again 100 times over. We went for a fourth down on a couple of those drives there at the end that ended up working our way. So, David's a very good field goal kicker, but just felt for us to win the game, we need to be aggressive in those quattro moments, and for the most part, it played in our favor.
You put the game in his foot,
Yeah.
I guess, instead of his hands. Just what was kind of your thoughts as
Well, not just David. David would be the first to tell you, right? The snapper, the holder. Crimmins is holding it, the protection. Just really, really good execution, and a lot of really, really good things that when you have a confidence in your kicker, but also in the operation, that makes you play the game. I give credit to my coaches. Ben Miller is a huge asset to our football team on the sidelines. He and I were talking through the fourth quarter clock situations there at least 5 or 6 times in the last 7 or 8 minutes that ended up playing out to a T.
Can you just talk about the confidence that Coach Money puts in Jordan Anderson in those short yardage situations? Some really big ones today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. I think we're talking on the sideline, those kind of belly action plays that we've been running are kind of our version of a sneak, and I don't think we've ever missed an opportunity to convert on those. So he's the right man for the job. Obviously, he's, 100%, in those conversions, and he's the perfect body type to kind of get in there and get in that scrum and to keep his legs going and move the pile. And so that's his role for us, and he's all about it. And, you see the last one pop there for, 10 to 15 yards. And it's a team effort, though, with the play call starting off and then the offensive linemen just being bullies up there, man. They did a great job. But cool to see him do that one. I know he's excited. He'll remember it forever, as we all will.
How important is it for you in a game-winning drive to have confidence in your kicker as much as your own ability there to get you guys in that position?
It's huge. He's the best in the conference, one of the best in the country statistically. He's been money all year long, and I'm thinking about that throughout the drive. Where do we need to get to where he feels comfortable? That's kind of the bare minimum. Obviously, I want to score and to get as close as I can, but going throughout the drive and my mindset is, how can I set my team up? My special teams unit up for a 3-point if we need it. Obviously, we need it there, and but yeah, he's great. But we set him up nicely, kind of a PAT, and but had a lot of confidence obviously in him, and again, they've done it. They did it against USC, and that was a lot harder. So had all the confidence in the world to get him a good position. I just had to go do it, and we did it, up front, out wide, Aiden and Khalil, Caden, they all ran incredible. Caden on that 3rd and 1 or whatever, just getting downhill and taking it right to him. And it was really cool to see.
You talked a lot about your journey to get to this point in Illinois. For it to end like that, with the ball in your hands, to drive, the final drive, to win a bowl game and cap can you write a better ending than that? No, not really. Being from Mississippi and just kind of the way the things all laid out just these last 3 years, man. It's just very grateful, man. I've really understood what's most important in life, and that's love and relationality, and these people I do it with, man. And we're just a bunch of underdogs, man. And we do the things the right way. We care about each other. We love. And we wake up every single day just want to be our best, using the gifts that God's given us to be the best that we can be. And that's just my story, man. Just doing things the right way, being tough as nails, whatever it takes to win, to go do it. Preparation on the field, being tough, competing, and all those guys in the locker room, a bunch of underdogs. That's the mentality they take to it, and a lot of ability, obviously. But the way we carry ourselves day to day is a real positive, and just grateful for the program I've been in, just to be developed as a player, obviously, but as a human. So very thankful.
What did you see from your perspective on the strip sack by Joe and the touchdown by Leon?
Oh,
What did you see from your perspective on the field?
Oh man, I think I was in the deep middle, and I just seen Joe get a hold of him. It looked like he tried to throw it away, but I knew it was going backwards, so regardless it was going to be a fumble. But I was just so happy to see James Thompson and Leon get on the ball before they did, and I seen them recover it, and we were just able to score, man. That's huge. When you're able to score on defense in the game, like that just take your chances of scoring chances of winning through the roof. So I'm just glad we were able to get that done, get a score on defense, and help the team out as best we could.
Brett, when you look back on the 2025 season,
Joey, and then Matt after this.
sure. Brett, when you look back on the 2025 season, years from now, what is probably going to be your biggest takeaway from it, and why?
Well, I tell our players all the time, right? As players and coaches, you're often defined by your record, right? Like the wins and losses. But for me as a head coach now, just finished my 17th year as a head coach. It's the memories that are created with these guys. I remember the first time Miles walked in my office, and remember the first time Luke walked into my office. I remember dealing with some adversity with both these guys, but also a lot of success. I think as a head coach, one thing that really defines your success is after they leave you, what do they do, right? Both these guys come from incredible people, families, moms and dads that have put them in these positions. But I'm going to watch both these guys play in the NFL, and I'm going to smile a lot, right? Because you were with them on their journey. So just these memories, it's kind of funny. Both of them are sitting here. My youngest daughter asked me about Luke Altmaier literally on every day basis. And we were sitting in a team meeting or a team meal at the country club, one of the last meals we had. And my daughter walks up, sits on my lap. She goes, "Where's Miles?" And I said, "Miles Scott." She said, "Yeah, all the boys in my class want to be Miles Scott." And I just was like smiling because like it's, he's a defensive player that has turned his life into, a former wide receiver to a DB. And then now that there's young people in this community that want to be Miles Scott, like they have no idea how much that makes me as a head coach feel, but so proud of what they've accomplished in so many ways. So the 2025 season was a team that beat two bowl games back to back against SEC teams. I think SEC is now 0-4, and we'd be 5-0 in the Big Ten. I'm going to take that every day, right? So little propaganda there, but propaganda is good propaganda.
Joey, Matt, last year.
I guess, Brett, now that Luke is done, can you put a bow on what he meant for the elevation of this program and why he was able to take this program?
Yeah. I think the two things that I always take from Luke is just, he took a chance on us, right? He had a million different opportunities. He was a very sought-after player in the portal. I love the fact that he stayed with his team because they needed him through the bowl game, which really gave us the chance to have it. We thought we were going to have Tommy back, and then when that got denied, it kind of made us late to the portal. And since he was late coming out, that actually made everything in our favor. But the growth for me as a head coach, what I've learned from Luke in these end of game scenarios, we have these meetings, and his voice that he speaks with is confidence. But then to see the reaction of our fans and the people say so many things about what he's accomplished. And, his mom and dad, always talk about they dropped off a young man that was kind of in a tough spot from where he came from, and brought him here to Champaign in the middle of January. It was cold, and they were dropping him off and leaving him. And now he's coming out of here as about as confident and full of a very, very, very bright future. That's probably what I'll always think about.
Matt, lastly, for Brett and Miles, just defensively, what did you feel like worked out well today and allowed you guys to be aggressive and get a lot of negative plays?
Oh, well, I think we were able to make them play our game, truthfully, especially with the offense being able to control the clock. Like this team, they wanted to throw the ball down the field and score in like 3 plays, and just tempo us to death. But we didn't allow them to hit deep shots. They actually couldn't even attempt any because our D-line was doing so good. And anytime they tried to throw one, he was getting sacked. So they couldn't really play their offense. They didn't want to run the ball, but the run game started working in the second half. And, luckily we were just able to, come together as a team and finish it.
I thought the plan, early on talking with Aaron and the defense staff, we wanted to make sure that we got our feet in the grass and we could read and react and play a little bit more zone than we've ever probably played, which I think took them off their mark a little bit, but did get some pressure up front. The good thing was we knew they were a good offense. They created a few plays, but the defense always bowed up. I think that stop in the first half to hold them to a field goal that went wide right was a really, really big deal. And then the offensive response. But yeah, there was a lot of great efforts out there. Really all 3 phases win this game. We talk about it all the time, right? Penalties, minute errors, and turnovers. But we did not commit those. They did. And then on the flip side of it, we had 3 keys to victory, and our last key was, to have great situational football awareness and execution. and that was defined in the fourth quarter here today. So really fun to see a game plan work out.
Thank you, guys. For Illinois folks, we'll have a couple other players